Hello, welcome back to Pure Lottie. So today's video is how I currently do my base makeup routine. So if you want to see how I do it, then make sure you keep watching. And if you like today's video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up down below because it really helps me out. And if you're new, don't forget to join my family, hit that subscribe button and change that notification bell to all so you don't miss any of my future videos. Alright, let's jump in. Hey guys, so step one is my brows. So I actually use a brow stamp. Mine is from Lady Me, and I normally wait for their sales to come out and I pick up 2 or 3 of these, and then by the time I finish them another sale comes along. So I do always wait for the sales, then I can get more for my money. So you get stencils which look like this. So I am using number 3, and you use it for both brows. So you pop it on and then flip it over for the other side. So first step is I just use the spoolie that it comes with and I brush those brow hairs up. Normally I sit there and pluck my brows before filming and stuff. I probably do that maybe once a week, once a fortnight sometimes. I probably could do with it, but I'm in a rush today, so I don't have time to sit there and do that. And this is what the brow stamp looks like. So the product is in here and you push this down and it gets the product, as you can see on the top there. So mine is running low, and what I've noticed is like the edges where the little spongy part isn't pushed down much on, those are always higher. So what I actually do is I grab the little spoolie that comes with it and I run around the outside, and it leaves like a loose powder in the middle then, which means I can get more out of this. So and then you just line it up with your brow. So it comes with multiple different sizes and shapes, so just choose whatever one that looks the most natural or what you like, and then you just go in and you stamp it in. I always start off on the tail and the middle part, so that's where you want it to be the darkest, and then you want it to sort of like ombre lighter into the front. So you do the front last because then you don't have as much product left on the little stamp. And once you've got it to where you like it, you just let the stencil fall off. And I do also go in and clean it up because I like to have my brows nicely cleaned up. I'm not one of those bushy brows girls. I like mine still, you know, like 2014 brows. So that's how I do mine. So I'm just gonna quickly do the other one off camera. Okay, so I've just done the other one off camera. So then whatever concealer you're using that day, or you can use your eye primer even, I just take a little bit of that on a angled flat brush, just a smallish amount, and then I just clean up the outside. And once I've lined it all, then I go back in with my finger and I blend it out. So just like this. And then you'll blend that back in with your foundation over top afterwards, so you don't need to worry about too much. Just gives a nice clean brow. And if you get a little bit in your brow, like I just got a little bit in my brow, then what you can do, so you can go back in with your spoolie, just slightly comb it out. If it was a lot and you need to, you can go back in with like a pencil or back in with your stamp, but mine was only a small amount, so I was able to get that out with the spoolie. So I'm just going to do the other eye off camera now. Okay, the next step is to prime my eyelids. So I just use the Center of Attention Cosmetics Light Beige Eye Primer. I'm almost out of this. I just take a small amount on the back of my hand, probably about that much. So very, very small amount. And then I just take a little bit onto the tip of the sponge and we just dab that on the eyelid. Now I take it all the way up to my brows. Even though I put concealer there, I still just take it all the way to my brows because I like to have the same base there. And if you need a little bit more, you can go in and grab a bit more. I like to try and cover my freckles, just to give me a blank canvas so the eyeshadow pops a bit more. But that's because I do like bright eyeshadow looks. Now I'm not going to do my eyeshadow with you today on camera, I'm going to do that off camera, but it will be in like a shorts or a reel or something over on Instagram or TikTok, so you can go see it there if you want to. So I'm just going to do the other eye off camera, and then I'll do my eyeshadow and I will come back for the next step for the base. Okay, so next step, I've done my eyeshadow and mascara off camera. Whilst the mascara dries so that I can pop my lashes on, this is the step that I normally do some primer. So I'm going to use my Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Face Primer today. I use about 2.5 pumps of this, and it just looks like this. And I just run it between my fingers, and then at first like I apply a little bit onto my face, and then I'll go back in and rub it all in just so that I can like evenly distribute it. So then we just rub it in all over my face. Now I like to use this one because it is quite hydrating, and it makes my skin look quite nice under the matte foundation. However, I would not use a moisturizer as well as this. Like if I was doing my skincare in the morning and then doing my makeup like more than an hour later, then that's fine to put your moisturizer on, but I wouldn't go and put your moisturizer on straight away with this one. And I just bring a little bit down my neck as well. And then I let that dry down. Just make sure you don't have any bits on your skin that you haven't rubbed in, because it does have a little bit of a tinge of a glow to it. But I let that all dry down now whilst I do my lashes, so I will be right back once I've done that. I have just realised I forgot to do my very first step, which is apply some lip primer. So this is just a lip balm from Central Pretension Cosmetics. This is in mint. It's just a clear lip balm, smells like mint. Got this one in the advent calendar, so the packaging is a little bit different, it's red. And I just put a decent amount on my lips. And I normally do this at the start of my makeup before I do everything or anything, because then it gives enough time to give my lips some hydration. So when it gets time to doing the lips, my lips are nice and like plump looking and, you know, not dry. Okay, so now I have my lashes on. This is when I would then move on to the next step. So next step is foundation. Today I am using the Infallible 24-Hour Matte from L'Oreal Paris. This is a 110 Rose Vanilla. This is the old formula and packaging. I have not yet tried the new one, so I can't guarantee it is as good as this. But once I finish this, then I will compare it to it. So I just take like a decent amount, I just squirt it onto my sponge, and then I just tap it in my skin with a damp beauty blender. Now I like more of the squishier, softer ones, not so firm. I just find works better for blending out this foundation. And I just go all over my face. So I start with one cheek, take a bit more foundation, and then I move on to the other cheek. And then I will do my chin and my nose and then my forehead. I do go around my eyeshadow as well to get it to where I want. And if it doesn't cover it enough, then I'll go in with concealer as well afterwards and fix it up. Just going to take whatever's left on the sponge and just do my chin. Not too worried if I get a little bit on my lips. I do take a little bit more and I go around the base as well, so you don't just have a super harsh line that people can see. This way it's like underneath your chin if there is a colour difference. This is pretty spot on colour at the moment for me, so probably wouldn't show any line. Now I'm not going to put too much foundation on my chin because actually I'm going to do some spot concealing just on these two spots here. So I'm going to now take some on my T-zone and my nose. Again, just blending it out. making sure I get all the way around my nose in those creases, and then on the top lip. Just like that. And then I just take my last lot of foundation and I will go ahead and put that on my forehead. So I normally just pull my hair out of the way, or I pop clips in just to keep it from getting too much foundation in it. But I do always take it up to my hairline anyway, so it's inevitable to get some foundation up there. I just wash it out when I take my makeup off. Okay, so once I've got that to where I want it, I normally do pop a little bit on my ears and stuff as well, just to make sure it's all fully one color. Then I'm going to go in with my concealer. Today I'm using the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. This is in RN1. I have broken mine, if you've seen my very upset video where I'm disappointed in how easy it broke. So I'm very gently popping a little bit on my eyes because I don't have like the stopper and everything is all broken up in here now. So a lot comes out at the moment. So I'm just taking, oops, I got some in my hair there. Just taking enough that I want there, and I'm just putting it underneath my eyes because I just want to brighten that area, get rid of my dark circles. I take the same sponge that I just used for my foundation, and I look up and I blend it out. This one blends really nicely. It's quite a light formula too, and a little bit goes a long way. Very brightening as well. So it's really nice. I just am really disappointed in the packaging that it breaks after such a small fall. So yeah. So you can see now that's like really brightened under there, and then I just do the same with the other eye. Okay, and that's what I do for that area. Then for the spot concealing, so you can see I have 2 active pimples down there right now. And yes, I did try and pick them, unfortunately. So they're not looking very nice. I have had pimple patches on them, so they're at least like flat and not so red now. But I still want to cover them as much as possible. So I'm going to grab my NARS Pot Concealer. This is in Light 1 Chantilly. Now I just take a very small like eyeshadow brush, and I take as much as I think I'm going to need on the actual brush because I don't like to put the brush back in because this is going to last forever because it's only just being used for spot concealing, so I don't want it to go yucky. So I've got it on the brush now, so then I will go ahead and I will pop it where I think I need it. Then I turn the brush over to the side that's got none, and I dab that in. You can also use your finger as well if you want to. And we just blend it out a little bit. Yeah, I think I put too much on this, so let's go in my finger. We're just gonna tap it out. It's not gonna get rid of any texture or anything. You're gonna still be able to see it. There's no magic cure to get rid of pimples, but at least it conceals it a little bit. If you want a little bit more, go in with a little bit more. Definitely build up though. You want thin, light layers. You don't want it to be super thick and cakey because then it's just going to make it more noticeable. So once you've got it where you think it's all good, then you're good to go. My next step is actually my blush because I'm using a cream blush today. This is the Mecca blush stick in the shade Juicy. Now, this is what it looks like. I just place it onto my cheeks from this, but then I wipe down the end at the end once I've finished because I end up with foundation on it. I take the bottom of my sponge and I just blend that out. I do it quite dark, so super blushy, because I have to set my face because of my chemical menopause hot flushes. So I've got to set my whole face. So when I pop powder on there, it is going to tone it down quite a bit. So I do go in with more blush because then I don't have to go in with a powder blush on top. So just blend it out like that, and I'll do the same on the other side. But whatever's left over on the sponge, I just pop a little bit on my nose, just like that. And then I actually take this and I use a clean baby wipe and just take the foundation off of it. So my next step now is to set down my face. So I use the Center of Attention Cosmetics All Day Slay Powder, and I use just a little triangle path. And I start off underneath my eyes, but I do set my whole face. If you don't need to, don't set your whole face, it's fine. Obviously I have to because my whole flushes. So I take a decent amount, tap off a little bit into the lid. I will just look up and make sure there's no creases made on my concealer whilst I was doing my blush. And if there is, just tap it out. Like that. And we're gonna go in, just set that all down. I love this powder. And then do the same for the other eye. Lock down and blend it out. Then I just do the same all over the face. So just keep taking a little bit of powder and just tapping it out everywhere. So for my nose, I do like to make sure I get into those corners and then down my smile lines. It just helps it last there a lot longer than normal because obviously I do have smile lines. Then you can do a touch test and just see if it's all set down. It'll feel tacky if it's not set down. So my next step is some bronzer. I'm going to use my Charlotte Tilbury bronzer today. This is the Airbrush Matte Bronzer. This is in number 310. And mine is almost used up, so this, I don't really use it very much at the moment because it's all cracked and stuff now from hitting the pan in the middle. So it makes a mess everywhere. So I'm just taking a little bit and we're going to pop that on the cheeks here. Blend it out, just like that. We'll do the same on the other cheek and then we're going to pop some on the forehead too. Normally I would hold my hair back, but I needed both hands for this bronzer. Once you've got bronzer where you want it, then I like to bake. Because of my chemical menopause hot flushes, my makeup doesn't last as well as most people's. So I do anything possible to try and help it set nicely and stay longer. So I take a decent amount of the same setting powder. I haven't tapped it off this time. And I'm going to do line like that. It's just going to set or bake that bottom part, and it's going to look a lot lighter then, so you can see a line between the bronzer and where you baked. Just like that. And then obviously you would clean off your shirt if you can see it. I've got powder everywhere. This is why I normally get ready in what I'm not wearing, so that I don't get makeup everywhere. Okay, then whilst that is baking, I'm going to leave that on for a few minutes. So at this step, I would then go do my lower lash line, and then I will come back and take the bake off. So I'm just going to do that off camera, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I have done my lower lash line, my inner corner, and my brow bone. So now I'm going to take off my bake. So I just grab a really big fluffy brush, and I just literally brush it off. So it sat there for maybe like a minute and a half, maybe. So now you can see that line there. So it looks a lot nicer than bronzer being all the way down your face. And it's going to help set that makeup in because I like to lean on my hands. So I take it off of there quite a lot if I don't bake. So that is that step. I take then next, this is at the point where I would then set everything down, so I use my Finish Her spray. So this helps lock it all back together, adds hydration to your skin, and just helps your makeup last a lot longer. So I will close my eyes and I will spray a lot of this. I like to drown myself in this because it helps make my makeup last a lot longer. And then I'm just going to let that dry down for a few seconds, and then we'll go on to the next step. Okay, once the setting spray has almost fully dried down, it's still like a little bit tacky, I then pick up my highlighter. I'm using my Center of Attention Cosmetics Attention Haul palette. I'm going to go in with Center of Attention, which is this like pinky one just here, and just take a little bit of that on a fluffy brush, and then I'm going to pop that in like a C on my cheeks and above my brow there. Same on the other cheek. And then an exclamation point on my nose. And then a tiny bit on my cupid's bow. Just like that. And then I use my finger and I just run over where I have just put all that highlighter. It just helps merge it into the skin a little bit better, so it's not such a harsh line, but you can still be seen from space. So just like that. Then all you need to do left is your lips now, and you're done. So I'm just going to use my Center of Attention Cosmetics Glass Act in Hottie, because I do have very dry lips at the moment, so I'm just sticking with glosses, and I just pop that on. So that is how I currently do my base makeup routine. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to hit the thumbs up down below because it really helps me out. And if you're new, don't forget to join my family. Hit that subscribe button and change that notification bell to all so you don't miss any of my future videos. And as always, thanks for watching, guys. Bye!